Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another X-Men Evolution reaction for you guys. This is Season 4, Episode 4, Sins of the Sun. Now that is a title. Now, sometimes X-Men Evolution, they have some pretty great titles like this. Sins of the Sun, not sure what it's referring to, but that sounds pretty damn cool, like the title. Other times they give us titles and I'm like, okay, like, I don't know what the hell that means, and it's such a weird title because they have such great titles and other times not so much. And I feel like this really is a thing with TV shows in general. There are some shows that have some great titles and some really weird titles. Like, what? Because, like, yeah, a great title, then this, like, I don't understand. But then again, at the end of the day, you can't always come up with great titles. What really matters at the end of the day is the actual story within the episode itself. That's what really is thing here. So we'll see what happens. Last week's episode was awesome. I never would have thought we would have gotten Omega Red. Never would have thought it. And of course, X-23 is not dead. Of course not. But they kind of tease it like maybe. No, of course she's not. But I wasn't expecting Omega Red. That was really cool to see that. And yeah, so I'm going to see if we can jump into this now, guys. Because we'll only have a number of episodes left. And X-Men Evolution is done. Like, the show is just done. It's kind of crazy to think that. So I don't know what I'm going to replace it with down the road. I have no idea. But yeah, let's do it tonight, guys. Let's check it out. Let's see what they show us. Let's go. What?
What's the word? Changes on the horizon, mate. Hello, Charles Xavier.
What?
Please, I need your help, Father.
And I would never think to look for a son I wasn't aware of.
This is too weird. The professor has an ex-wife we didn't even know about?
Jesus.
Goodbye. Good luck.
How's Kitty? Flew any better?
That's
Not yet, but
pretty
she's
crazy
got
technology. Okay.
hurts now with it too.
Oh really? Everyone gets sick now and then.
Any better? All right, look. Her name is Gabrielle Harler. Yes, we were married briefly.
Thank you for...
Have you heard from the police? Are there any new developments? I'm going to need a complete list of David's friends and the places he goes regularly.
We just...
Larry?
Here. David didn't have any friends, not yet anyway.
That sucks. So why was he captured specifically? I mean, at least he got out, right? Uh-oh. He's running. Oh.
Surely you could have found some other way to punish me.
It
Ooh,
wasn't about
damn.
hurting you, Charles. I just didn't want David growing up with a father who didn't have time for him.
Well, hello. Who are you?
So that's why he wasn't there. He was
Remind me
stalking
never to
their
disappear.
house.
I'd hate to have strangers going through my stuff like...
Hello? Wait!
What is it?
A boy.
David found him living on the street. He's been with us ever since.
Has he said anything at all about David?
Shit.
What are you doing under there?
He's bamfing because he's sleeping. Yep. Oh.
Oh no. No, no, no. Wake up! Seriously!
Oh
We're
my
at school.
God.
Just get us out of here before somebody sees us. You haven't had it, blue boy.
This is crazy. Exactly.
Who are you?
The fun's just starting.
What fun. Ooh, exactly.
People come here and they never want to leave. I think you'd like it here too, Jean. Stay, because it's the only way you're going to find David.
But I did spot
Cyclops
the notes
should have
and
went
fires
with her
burning toward the
when she went
tracks.
outside, but
Oh, that's probably McFadden Castle.
just walking on in. Get out of the fucking way.
He's the one who brought me here, and he took David.
Then it's time I introduce myself.
No, Scott, don't! His powers are too strong.
Still fighting him. We're still throwing him around, really. Oh, come on.
But you don't have enough juice to break out of the center of a mountain.
Lucas, don't do this!
I don't think that kid's real. I don't think. I don't know.
McFadden Castle. They're at the ruins.
Oh. Exactly. She can still break through. Come on now.
Who are you?
A friend of your father's.
What? You mean he actually came?
Yes. But now we have to get you out of here. If I could just get a signal to your dad.
Right, like he cares.
No.
Oh, he does.
You got him all wrong. He's a good man. You just don't know him. Lucas knows about the professor?
That's what this is all about. So we can go brain to brain with the great Charles Xavier.
Just gonna walk in like that. Mm-hmm. All reunited. Now where's the villain?
David, I,
Dad?
want you to meet Charles Xavier.
Huh? What?
You're David?
Sometimes not. Like a little quality time
Okay,
with my dad.
okay.
What do you think, Daddy? Am I a chip off the old mutant block or what? Well, take a good look, Professor. I hope you're proud, because you made me what I am today.
Shit.
He's after you, and he's coming back.
David, listen to me.
Both personalities, yeah.
Here,
Mm-hmm.
they're a small part of who you are.
Wow. Interesting. 'Cause I was wondering, like, what is really going on here? Oh.
No. Where's David?
You sent him away. The only one who could get rid of me.
Shit.
And you did it! You set me free!
That's that. Ends on a bad note. Jesus.
We have to give him time.
Exactly. Jesus.
So, how'd it go with Kitty and Kurt?
Not great.
Not a peep out of their rooms all day. They should be well rested by now.
Had some weird dreams though. Like we were out in public wearing our pajamas and then
She's so fucking mad.
I lost him before I even found him.
Don't
Damn.
lose hope, Charles. Someday he'll find his way and you'll be there for him.
And there you guys have it. And the title makes a lot of sense now. It really does. Now, I was wondering, like, okay, so we know his son, Legion, his son, like, that's his, hero name or whatever, but we know he has multiple personalities. We know he has powers from his father. And I'm thinking, I think they're doing a switch here where we have his son who isn't a mutant. He's captured by a very powerful mutant that is a psychic, like his father, and they're doing a switch. No. Turns out, no, it's exactly what it is, but they throw a curveball at you. Because we have David, and then we have this, I think, Lucas, which is the villain who captured him, and then we have this Ian, young kid, that was taken off the streets. Turns out, it's all the same person. It's all the multiple personalities. So essentially, Ian was the younger version of David. David is who he is now, but then he has this darker, older-esque looking version, Lucas, that is taking control more and more and everything. And this whole thing was to lead to having a fight with Dad, but really not a fight, more so tricking him into trying to save him so that Lucas, the villain, can take over. It's interesting, and I think it was executed pretty well. It ends on a pretty bad note, though. Now, there was obviously the funny side story with Kitty and Nightcrawler. We'll get to a little bit later, but this really ends on a bad note because he doesn't save his son. He never really got to know his son. I think it was a pretty interesting reveal, too, with Professor X tapping in Ian's mind and then seeing the castle, which was right there, by the way. He was like, no, there. But then, like, he was like, wait a minute. And then the fire and everything. And like, oh, wait, so Ian was the one that used fire because before they revealed that they're all the same person. Ian was the one who used the fire to stop Jean Grey, and then here's, you know, Lucas. And so the loyalty lying and everything in terms of like Ian's with Lucas, turns out they're all the same person. But still, interesting reveal. And I guess the mom just never knew. Which, by the way, she should have told. Like, she lied to her son about, you know, your father abandoned us before you were born. It's like, no, you didn't even tell. You didn't even tell Professor X. But her whole thing was that you wouldn't have time for him. Well, you never gave him the opportunity to try, because you're like, because her assumption was, well, he's so obsessed with studying mutants, which that's what he's all about, and he's a mutant himself, and he wants to help mutants and everything. But if he had a son, if you would have told him, he could find a balance. He could find a better way to make it all work. But she never gave him the opportunity. So, not good, but still. The line he said towards the end of the storm, like, I lost him before I even got to know him. She's like, hold out hope. And the thing is, we only have a few episodes left, so I doubt we're going to really cover and finish this story here. Or at least continue the storyline. I doubt we'll have a continuation here. But interesting that they did this, because I honestly thought they would never do it, because we have like a few episodes left to go for this final season, the last season of the show. We have Apocalypse looming and all this stuff, and I just never thought as we're getting into the show that we're going to cover Legion. Just never thought it would happen or even hint at that. And now here we have an episode about it. I think, you know, he's a very powerful mutant, Legion is, and of course Lucas, the villain, but it's all the same person. When he's fighting Jean Grey and Cyclops and stuff, it felt like we were kind of, I get it, he's a very powerful mutant, but also, we've seen how powerful Jean is. We've seen how tactile and smart, in a sense, in terms of combat, Scott is. And for some reason, they're getting thrown around like they're nothing. And I get it, because they're trying to show how powerful Professor X's son is. I get it. But I'm like, would this really happen, though? Like, would this really happen if because they both are in a situation? Now, obviously, Jean didn't want Cyclops to go out there to face him. But still, you would think they would have handled that better. But I get it. They're still, like, you know, getting comfortable with their powers and being more of a team. And they're, you know, right out of high school and everything. So I get it. They're not full-grown adults yet. I understand. They're not the Cyclops and Jean Grey that we know and, you know, and everything in terms of the comics, as they're older, more seasoned and everything. And they are, you know, masters at being mutants and being part of the X-Men. I understand. But I just don't think they would have been thrown around like rag dolls like that. I just don't believe it. I'm sorry. It just doesn't feel, it doesn't feel genuine. But that's just me. But yeah, interesting that they covered this, because like I said, I just didn't expect it. So round of applause for them to do this, because it was surprising. I'm like, Sins of the Sun. I don't know what it could be referring to, but it's a nice reveal that it's his son. And he got to meet technically all three versions of him, even some very brief, like David, the one that was losing control, unfortunately. Yeah, so pretty dark stuff there, but yeah, they did it. They went for it, and they succeeded in a couple of ways in that, so good job on that. I thought it was cool, because since we have a kind of big reveal of Professor X having a son and everything, we also have this side story where Nightcrawler and Kitty are sick. Now, Kitty just randomly drops, like, every time I shut my eyes and try to get some sleep, I always have this nightmare or this vision that I'm in my pajamas in the classroom, like, you know, awkward, uncomfortable thing, you know. It happens. Of course it does. Because it's so funny how it's inconsistent in this sense, because we cut to Nightcrawler sleeping, and every time he, like, bamps while he's sleeping, and then he bamps again, then bamps again. He's bamfing, but he's bamfing within the X Mansion. And then, of course, when Kitty touches him or whatever, boom, he starts bamfing in front of the school into a classroom. And apparently they went to a park, they went to a funeral, and somewhere else. My God. She beat the crap out of him. It was funny. It was a good little side moment. Kind of side story, not side moment, but side story, if you will, because we have a lot of, like, pretty heavy shit going on here with the other side, with, you know, Professor X learning about his son, and the reveal of all three characters that we're trying to keep up with. Ian, David, and Lucas are all the same person. So that was a good little reveal. Like, oh, okay, because I honestly thought we're going a flip route where it's not actually, it's not there's a son, but he's not a mutant. because I was trying to think, when did they introduce Legion in the comics? And I don't know, because I didn't want to look it up and see spoilers or whatever, but or for anything in particular, because I'm not really sure. But I just didn't want to look it up and go, when did they create him, like, in the comics? And I think it was probably before this, obviously, since they brought him into the show. But I was thinking, maybe they're doing something different, because this show has also taken some stuff that we know from the comics and has made some changes and alterations. Of course, also this is also the same show that introduced X-23. Like, this is the first time we ever got to see X-23 is in this show, like, introduced, like how they created Harley Quinn within the Batman the Animated Series. And then look how popular X-23 is now in the comics and everything, because it all started with the X-Men Evolution. So I'm thinking, well, maybe they're switching it up and it's not what we expect in regards to his son. But I was wrong. It was a pretty interesting reveal. So overall, had a good time with this episode. I'm curious to see what happens next, guys. Like I said, we have a few episodes left and then we're done. It's kind of crazy that we're finishing up the show in a number of weeks. It's kind of crazy, but the journey has been fun. But yeah, we're getting closer and closer. What you guys think of the episodes, guys? I'm curious to know your thoughts. Whatever thoughts about the episode, I can't even talk. Whatever thoughts you have, guys, about the episode, please let me know in the comments below. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.